Brad Williams, Frugal Finance. Let's talk about negative information on a credit report. We see it all the time. Recommendation here, check your credit report regularly. Mistakes happen all the time. Here we're going to talk about negative information. A credit reporting company can generally report negative information for 7 years. Information about a lawsuit or a judgment against you can be reported for 7 years or until the statute of limitation runs out, whichever is longer. You need to know what the statute is if by chance you had a lawsuit against you or you had a judgment. Bankruptcies can stay on your report for up to 10 years. Are bankruptcies as bad as it sounds? No. I've talked about this time and time again about bankruptcies, about rebuilding your credit. I may have a link up here on the right about repairing your credit. But bankruptcies, if you're a small business owner and you went BK and then you spent 2 years rebuilding your credit report, it's justifiable. If you're trying to buy a house, you're just going to write an explanation as to what happened, what you're doing now, what your credit report was back then, where it is today, and if you have cash reserves. Likely with the mortgage underwriting software out there, you can, for the most part, you can work around these bankruptcies. Then you can just ask the underwriter to manually underwrite. I know I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here. But if you have a bankruptcy and you're working with a loan officer, sure, they have a long-term relationship with their primary funding source. In other words, if they're a mortgage banker, you're going to say, look, I want this manually underwritten. What happens is you're going to have these explanations. The underwriter is going to look at it and they're going to take that into consideration. Even though the credit reporting companies usually won't report this negative information after the 7-year limit, yeah, they still may keep your information on file. Now, you as the consumer, you need to take a firm stance against these agencies. In other words, you need to check the statute of limitations. And if the statute of limitations is done, you need to report this to the credit reporting companies and say, remove it. If this bankruptcy is past 10 years, you tell these companies, I want it removed permanently. There are certain instances where they will report it. These time limits on reporting negative information do not apply if the credit report will be used in connection with your application for a job that pays more than $75,000 a year, your application for more than $150,000 worth of credit or life insurance. Wow. You think there's some biases here? Many companies promise to repair or fix your credit for an upfront fee. However, no one can remove negative information, such as late payments, from a credit report if it's accurate. You can only get your credit report fixed if it contains errors, and you can do that on your own at no cost. Here's some contact information. Now, I've reported this time and time again. Where to get a free credit report. I may leave a link up here. If not, you can just click this link here. This article will be posted down below. Leave some comments. Let me know some of the snafus you're dealing with, the errors, whether you were able to correct your errors, whether the credit reporting agencies were cooperative, were they professional, or were they huffy and impatient, as though you're taking up their valuable time while you're correcting their mistake. Brad Williams, Frugal Finance. Hope that helped. Thanks for watching. See you soon.